So I'm doing this random podcast with these guys that I met at a party a week ago. Yeah, I mean, we're in Chicago. Look at the city. It's so beautiful.
Is it fair to say this is a first date?
No,
No?
I don't know.
This isn't a first date. This is the first time you guys are talking sober.
I feel like if we're hanging out with someone else, like not technically.
Well, I was going to take you out after this, too, or are you going back to Crystal Lake?
No, yeah, okay.
So this is a first date.
Okay, it's a first date.
It's a first date on a podcast. Carson wanted to sit next to her. I don't know why.
No, I want to interview kind of both of you guys. See, like, what insane minds would actually do this?
Ones that would risk and like take chances. I don't know.
Yeah,
Now, does that show any, like, signs of the level of intellectual that you are? Like, the higher intellectual, would you not do this? This is for both of you guys.
No, I think it's just spontaneous and cool and fun. I mean, she saw we had a podcast. I met you at a party last week on this Saturday.
Yeah.
We met, and I instantly obviously thought you were beautiful because look at you, but you were also very smart
Gross.
and deep and capable of having a good conversation, and now you're here.
Is she capable?
We're going to find out.
I don't know. My
Let's
my
find
doubts
out.
are on. My doubts are on. Prove me wrong.
What's your initial thoughts on her, Carson?
Not too bright. Not too bright. The entire time as we're setting up, she's saying, "Hey, I'm so cold, bro. You brought a jacket that I'm looking at right
I have
now."
to look good for the podcast. Like, sorry.
I know beauty is pain, but like, come on, like.
That's actually what I liked about her, though, is she was deep. And, like, at the party, we were actually having, like, a pretty good conversation.
I know what like drew me in first is like us showing each other a notes app, and I'm like, no guy would do this. Like,
Yeah.
that was cool.
But that just shows how deep Christian is. That
I showed mine first actually.
no, I'm
She did.
aware. I'm
I
aware.
actually showed mine first.
I asked her what the meaning of life was. I remember the exact question. We're at a party. Like, everyone is, you know.
Everyone's just trying to fuck, and we're just like, what's the meaning of life?
Exactly.
No, I'm aware that you guys were trying to fornicate, and you guys showed each other your guys' diaries, but like, is that really that deep?
I thought it was. I mean, we were talking about the meaning of life. We were talking about God at a party. Do you remember? I was trying to remember this. How did we start talking initially? Did I come up to you?
I think you talked to Annie first, and then I
That's
was
your
just
friend?
standing there, yeah. And then you were like, "Oh, okay, hi."
So I was going after your friend first,
I
or
don't
what?
know. I don't know. I
Uh-huh.
don't know.
Don't know. All right. Well, all right. First off, you know the meaning of life. What's the meaning of life?
I don't think it's apparent what the meaning of life is.
No,
I
no.
mean, it's kind of you have to make.
Is that
your
just a
own meaning.
pickup line?
No, I mean I'm just curious.
Is that a pickup line to use on other girls?
Have I asked other girls that before? Yes, obviously. But I mean, she probably had the best answers. She had a freaking whole notes section about it. So
And that makes her special?
it does.
For what reason?
Because most girls hear that. You remember the podcast we did with Emilee?
Yeah.
We didn't, his girlfriend, we didn't release this one, but she went in on me. She was like, whenever you try to pick up girls, you get into these deep questions really early on, and it scares them off. I did that with her, and it worked perfectly.
If that scares them off, they're not the right one.
Exactly.
So, what is the ideal pickup line for you?
Something like not typical, which I guess is like what he said.
No. Go deep into it. What is the ideal pickup line? Something that you would want to hear that would say, "Hey, this is someone that I want to be with."
I can't think of one.
I don't know
You
if there's-
can't think of one, so that kind of shows that you might be a little bit shallow. You want something a little bit. You want something a little bit different, but it might not be for you.
I don't think there's an ideal pickup line, but I think it's the vibe you're giving off. Right? There's no like ideal question to ask. If there was an ideal question to ask, everyone would just ask that question. I think it's about
That's so true.
it's confidence, number one. I mean, you tell me from your perspective, but it's confidence, but it's also like showing that you're real and showing that you're like willing to talk about real things. Because everything in this world nowadays is like so like shallow, and everyone's on their phone all the time sending these like pre-written pickup lines on dating apps. But you know, I think you got to show that you're real.
Show that
Yes.
you're real, and you're talking about the confidence of it. I can have a generic pickup line that I've rehearsed in the mirror 1,000 times before I actually try it on a girl. Like, have you fallen from heaven? Because you're an angel. Like,
That's stupid.
Can you stop hitting on her? Like, why'd you want to sit in the middle?
Where's my notes app though? Where's my notes?
Did you not bring it out here? Or? You guys talk while I look for the notes. Hold on. She prepared for the podcast and has a bunch of notes that
all
she
right,
wants to
cut
ask us
this
questions.
part out.
You don't have to cut it. This is
Yeah.
good. Talk.
No.
Stop being Carson.
No.
We're not cutting shit out.
Oh my god.
So talk. I'm tired of cutting shit. Okay.
This is unedited, uncensored content, guys.
I don't know where your notes are.
Do you think you're better than your friend Carson? I mean, Christian.
Do you? Is that it right there?
Probably.
Dollar.
Make sure
Dog.
get close to him again because you're resitting. Emilee, I gotta be honest with you about something though.
Yeah.
Like this is completely honest.
Okay.
I did not remember your name.
That night.
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay.
Okay.
Why?
Why I didn't remember it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I probably asked you early on and you said it and I forgot it. The next day we were texting. I was like, oh shit.
That's okay.
I don't even know this girl's name. But I went FBI mode. I found it. I couldn't find your Instagram because I don't know your name.
No, I asked you, son. I'm like, do you live with this guy Christian? Like, I need to find him. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, so obviously you're drawn to Christian. You like the deepness. And I would probably say just more like different approach that he had. But what made him stand out?
Or was I just the only guy who went after you that night?
No.
No. Just no.
I've had like all the experiences I had at parties, like with guys approaching me, like we did talk about average stuff, like what's your major, like where do you go to school, like I was like, okay, this is just another guy. But then like once you opened up to me and like we were vulnerable, that's when I was like, wait, he's like 10 times more attractive. And I remember saying that to you. I was like, you're 10 times more attractive because of your personality and like how deep you are.
Yeah, and you saying that to me in the moment was like self-reinforcing because that made you like 10 times more attractive too, you know? 'Cause-
Yeah.
Do you like Christian for his looks alone?
No.
No?
No.
So if he lost...
All right, and must remember, like, we're on a first date. Like,
Yeah.
we're not like
No, I'm
in
aware.
love yet, but
I'm
I
aware.
think we're both interested in each
And
other.
do you like
yeah.
her for her looks alone?
She's extremely beautiful, but no, there's so many pretty girls. I mean, we're in fucking Chicago, okay? There's a
What
lot.
if she had a big mole right on her forehead?
Okay, my mom has a mole on her face, and she's
No.
beautiful.
That was personal.
Big mole right there. That big on her forehead.
I would have to see it to make a
It's
determination
hairy
on that.
and it's big.
I would have to see it to make a determination on that. But what I'll say about Emilee is what I was saying is there are a lot of pretty girls in this city, but most of them are the same, man. They're shallow, you know, they want to talk about, you know, the shallow shit. And me and Emilee just got
What's
into
the
real
shallow
shit.
shit?
I mean, it's kind of the stuff we talked about a little bit, like what's your major, what do you do, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But then it just stops there, and then they want to like make out, and then you know that's all they need.
Yeah.
You know.
How many experiences have you had with this quote unquote shallow stuff?
I mean, I don't have a number, but I've been going to school in the
If
city
you
for a little
if
bit.
you found out that he has this experience with more than 100 women, what do you think about that?
The experience of shallow shit?
No, just like trying to hook up with 100 women
Currently?
currently.
I would say bye-bye.
Bye bye. Have you?
And that's not true. No, I mean, I've gone out. I haven't really gone out much this year, and I mean,
I will admit, like, I go on random dates with guys, but I'm not the type of person to, like, just hook up.
You go random dates.
Yeah.
So is there a criteria, or are you just like an open book?
I just love, like, experiencing new things and just seeing what's out there, I guess.
So I could make the argument that Christian was just different. He's not deep. It was just different.
I
Not
still think
cliche.
he's deep, though.
Do you?
Yeah, because a lot of guys, like, especially the athlete party, I saw everyone, like, looking around, like, being like, oh, like, judging all these girls. But, like, I don't know. He seemed more interested in my personality, which like means more than looks to me.
And he might have approached you for your looks.
He talked to my friend first, so I don't know.
No, I think that's what starts our mic stand. All right, we're good. I mean, yeah, you're attracted initially by the looks, obviously, because you don't know
Totally.
someone's personality to begin with, but you know
course.
someone's looks right in the beginning. So you go after the pretty ones, and you try to find one with a good personality. And I found one.
Yay.
What about your mom? What's up with your mom?
She
There's some baggage with the mom.
yeah, she was an alcoholic. I don't know like if she still is, but
Do you not talk to her?
I don't live with her anymore.
Alright.
So, but yeah, I literally saw her today. Like we still have somewhat of a good relationship, but it's never going to be as deep as I want it to be.
No, totally. And I get that. Has that affect how you live your life today?
How does it or does it?
But I would say a little both. Does it? And then how does it?
I guess I am somewhat scared of relationships like not working out since my parents are divorced, but
But
I'm
I
still
wasn't
gonna-
asking that. I was asking
Oh.
about the alcoholism. I mean, yeah. I mean, sure, yeah.
I'm definitely more conscientious of like how much I drink or like when I drink or if I drink. Like I never drink alone. I don't know.
No, totally. No, I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
Did
But I
it
still love it.
did it like hurt your guys' relationship? You and your
Oh
mom?
yeah.
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 And
Like
did
there
it-
was a point where she cut me off. I don't know why, but she was like, I'm never talking to you again. So yeah, that hurt. But then eventually she came to her senses and realized.
And was that before she was sober?
I think she was drinking when she said that.
So,
So.
did you take that as reality? Or did you say, hey, this might not be your state of mind or right state of mind?
I took it as reality because I don't like take people's words as bullshit. Like I believe it and I'm gonna like live based off of what people say.
Totally.
You
totally.
know? Like
Yeah,
whether you're
no.
drinking or not, like that's what you said. So there's no going back. I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Totally. You got your little cheat sheet there. Let's
Yeah, what do you
dive
got for
into
us?
that.
Should I go silly or deep first?
Whatever.
You pick. Let's see. Let's see what you got.
So I'm gonna ask some questions for the guys. Of questions girls may be too afraid to ask, but I'm not. So let's do it. Do you guys consider yourself like an alpha male or like Andrew Tate
Are you
vibes?
yeah, I was about to say, are you talking to Andrew Tate? No, I think we're both, and I'm kind of speaking for both of us, we're both confident in who we are, and we accept who we are. I would say we're both good-looking guys, confident, well-built, have a high future. We're not going to we both have a weird past that some people might have hold them back, and we kind of just like, we don't care about that, and we go through and we pursue whatever we want to do, like starting this podcast.
Yeah, and just to add off that, I mean, I think men have to be strong, you know, and that's, I think, a lot what Andrew Tate is saying, but he probably takes it to a little bit of an extreme. So I think you need to have the capability to have that sort of masculinity, whatever you want to call it, toxic masculinity. You have to have that capability because that's like deep within all guys. I mean, we're all humans, right? And
Yeah.
we all have that ability, but you have to know when to use it and when not to use it. So I think we both do that, right? I mean, we both. When do I use my toxic masculinity? I mean, when I'm at the gym, for instance, and I'm looking at the weights in front of me, you know, I'm like punching myself for the gym, you know, like probably looking like a caveman. But
This is gonna be so cliche. I almost want to cut it out. What is toxic masculinity? I really don't even know.
Maybe like taking advantage of like the power you guys have, I guess. I don't know.
Power that men have?
Yeah.
What power
I
do
love
we
Andrew
have?
Tate though.
I mean,
I just wanted your guys' like honest answer. Like I love his like old school perspective and all of that. I mean, sometimes he takes it too far, but for the most part, like I agree with a lot of what he says.
no, totally.
Sometimes.
Totally. And going back to what you just said about the power that we have, what power do we really have? I mean, other than a physical power like testosterone, we have much more testosterone. We're stronger and faster than most women, but like in the society and mental part,
Well, I
what
think,
what power do we
if you
have?
just look at, there is, when you look at Congress, for instance, or I mean, all the presidents have been men, right? If you look at, I'm sure the majority of people at high stature positions in the city
Are you making
men.
a case for Hillary Clinton to be president?
I'm not.
Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm just saying, what does she mean?
Hell no.
That's just what she means.
What do
So
you guys
I don't
think?
know that it's toxic. It just kind of was the way things were, you
Yeah.
know? And is it bad that was the way things were? Well, I think there was a reason they were that way.
Yeah.
And that's because females are if you really want to get into it,
Let's get into it.
females bear a greater responsibility when reproducing,
Yeah.
right? Because you guys have to go through 9 months of actually carrying the child. Guys can just have sex and then make a baby. Therefore, all throughout human history, the focus of females has been largely on raising and caring for infants, while guys have been out hunting and gathering. So
Yeah.
that kind of has carried over to modern times. That would be my explanation for it. But now living in modern times, I do think, some of the progressivism movements are good, right? Because, we look at IQ stats, girls and guys, there's no difference. So why don't we want as many smart people in powerful positions as possible? The whole world gets better, when we strive for that equality. Not equity, but equality.
I was gonna say, like, what do you guys think about feminism?
So, all right, kind of mixing both your points together. You said equity, not equality.
Yeah.
Why not equity, not equality?
What's the difference?
So there is difference between equity is different.
It's pretty simple. I mean, equity is equal results. Equality is equal opportunities. So equity is what? You're saying no?
Yeah,
That's
you
literally the
mix those.
definition.
No, equality is equal results.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Carson,
yes,
you're
yes,
wrong.
it is. Yes, it is.
I would bet
Yes,
my
it is.
life.
We want equity, not equality.
We can all have different opinions.
Carson, you're wrong.
No, I know.
You're wrong.
I know.
It's
I-
equality. You're 100% wrong.
Look it
and I
up
know
right
it
now.
for a
Right
fact.
now. Right now.
I would bet my life on it.
Right now. Look
We
it
should
up.
all have
Look it
open
up.
minds.
Okay.
Look it up.
It's always the conservatives in office who are pushing for equality, not equity.
No.
It's always Kamala
Equity.
Harris that's calling for equity. What are you?
No.
Carson, you're
She wants
wrong.
equality.
You are so wrong.
Yes. No. I'm aware.
And it's sad that this conversation has gone to this point where we're arguing over it because it's so simple and we can actually get deep into it. But we're arguing over words, and I know you're wrong.
Okay.
So, what do we think about feminism?
Feminism. We had a teacher in high school that. How did he explain it? Feminism, because he gave a very generic tone to it that made it seem like, hey, everyone should be a feminist.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly the way he put it, but I mean,
What do
I
you
think,
guys think?
yeah,
about
our general thoughts, I think, is what's important. And I think there has been, obviously, all throughout human history. I mean, we talked about it, there's never been a female president. There's never, if you look at Fortune 500 companies, I'm sure like 95% of them CEOs are guys. So there is those disproportionate responses. So I think giving females the equal opportunity to compete with men in schools, in business, in the real world is a good thing. We all benefit from that. The world becomes a better place when there's more people competing, right? So we should all be pro that and let the best man or woman win. So
I'm not a feminist.
You're not a feminist.
No.
So you disagree with what Christian just said.
Obviously, we're all equal. I just feel like saying that women are oppressed like makes them oppressed. Same with like black people. I feel like constantly saying that they're oppressed is exactly what's making them like feel less than. I don't know. It's definitely like a
yeah, I mean, and there is the more
not popular opinion.
there was the Morgan Freeman quote, "How do you end racism? Stop talking about it." And I think
Let's
there's
just all just fucking love each other. Like just
there
I
is
don't
some
know,
truth in it
annoys
though,
me.
but I mean, this country, obviously, I think black people still are feeling the hurts of slavery, and Jim Crow wasn't too long ago. I mean, those stuff happened. I mean, less than 100 years ago, we still had segregated schools.
Yeah,
So,
we
I
have
mean,
Yeah, but
grandparents that lived through that.
If we're trying to move forward, why are we still like treating them as less than? You know what I'm saying? Like, same with like women. Like, we weren't allowed to vote, whatever. But like now we all have equal rights. Why are we still talking about it?
I agree. I think we should move on. And I mean, Martin Luther King, his goal was a colorblind society, right? Like kind of what you're saying. Like we don't view people for their color or their gender. We view people as people, and we judge them on their character. But now, if you look at what's going on, with these like diversity quotas, where you're literally hiring someone simply, for an immutable characteristic.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I totally agree. We should view everyone as equals and allow the quality of their character come forward.
I don't think we should be colorblind though, because then that's discrediting like who they are.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't think we should be like, oh, you're not a woman, you're just a person. Oh, you're not black, you're just a person. Like, we can say like, yeah, you are this, and that's amazing.
But that kind of goes against what you're saying, because being black has nothing to do with it, or being a woman has nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with what?
With whatever merit you're trying to uphold, right? Like,
It's a big word.
I'm
I
sorry.
don't know what that means.
Quality date right here. No, but like whether you're a woman or a guy or black or white or whatever you are,
Yeah.
whatever position you're trying to uphold, we want the characteristics and the merit that you already have. You understand what I'm saying? Of like, how do you fill the
You can
position?
still notice it though.
Yeah, I think we're talking about separate things. I mean, we should
Yeah.
still acknowledge that differences exist, and
Yeah, totally.
culture matters and the differences between us matter. But I think what we're talking about is when it comes to things like college admissions or getting a job, it shouldn't matter what you look like.
Yeah.
It should matter what value you bring to the company or how freaking smart you are. This world was built on, like you said, meritocracy.
Yeah.
The best people for the job win. That's what this country was built
Yeah,
on.
I
We
agree
got to
with
get back
that.
to that. Whether you're black, white, male, female, transgender, best person, get the
Best
job.
person.
How often do guys think about sex?
Yeah. Not as much as people think.
Well, I think we are also like
The girls want to know.
I think we're also like outlier cases.
Well,
We both have a lot going on in our personal lives where we're constantly busy.
do guys
Guys
do
who
the,
aren't
do the
busy-
general guys not have a whole lot going on? Can anyone make the case? Can I make the case that if people don't have a whole lot going on, they just think about sex because that's all they're worth to this?
when you're
Society?
sitting in your bed all day, I think there's a lot greater chance that you think about sex.
Yeah, guy or girl.
Exactly. But for people like us who are constantly doing stuff, obviously you're a Division I baseball player. I mean, I have a couple companies I'm trying to run.
Yeah,
like,
no,
we both
I know.
have shit we're doing
Yeah.
all day, every day. So it's hard to think about sex when you're constantly doing something. But I would say for the general public who's in a frat and their
Yeah,
life
no.
is school and party. When you're not in school, you're at home, you're chasing girls, you're thinking about sex.
Yeah.
Would you rather give birth or get kicked in the balls?
That's the most generic question
Okay,
of
but
my entire
okay,
life.
I forgot you guys aren't.
That's
average
where
guys,
we're
but
coming to.
These are my silly questions.
I would give birth because there's a reward at the end. If I get kicked in the balls, I just get kicked in the balls. If I have birth, all right, now I have a life in this world that I can love and care for.
Same answer.
It's like, that is the dumbest question because I've been asked that so many times. Is that on the deep? Is that, yeah, oh
It's
yeah.
one of my
Is it
silly questions.
bull
I've never-
S? Come on.
Get to a deep one. What do you got? And then we're going to turn the tables on your ass.
What's an argument for God and an argument against God?
See, this is why I like her.
Really? That is as generic as they come.
Have you ever
Guys,
seen another
I have,
girl
like,
ask
a
that
lot
question?
of questions.
Really?
It's not just my only one.
Has another girl ever asked you that?
I've dated the same girl for 6.5 years.
That's your issue. We can ask you some questions too, or do you want to keep going down the line?
Go for it. I mean, you're saying my questions are basic, so I was gonna get to better ones, but go for it.
We can get back to them, but what do you think about like hookup culture? Do you do a lot of hookups, or what's your
No.
no? What's your
Just
thought?
no.
What's my thought on that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just on hookup
Um,
culture in general. This time we're living in, where people go to bars and they just try to take someone home to fuck them.
like I said, I'm a Christian. I believe that God said to wait till marriage for a reason. I haven't, but I think there's like a reason behind that, and it's because like you don't want to bring a baby into this world like with parents that like don't love each other. Like there's so many reasons, but also like for your own too mental health, like it hurts if you like never talk again, or like I don't know, it's not good if you're like not in a relationship, I feel like.
So, some people might say you're hypocritical because
Oh, I am absolutely hypocritical.
you're advocating
I sin,
for it.
I'll say it, not loud and proud, but like, yeah, I'm a sinner. Like, we all are. So.
Why is it? You said wait. You said I'm a sinner?
Are you not?
No, totally.
Okay. We can all admit it.
No,
it's
I
nothing
am
wrong
on-
with that.
No, I get that.
Jesus died for our sins.
Have you guys had sex before?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
I guess unfortunately no. I'm a sinner now. I guess.
Carson's only had sex with one girl though, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, that is a interesting feat. Do you ever wonder that because you only have one girl you ever had sex with?
You have nothing compared to?
Yeah.
Wow, it's almost like we had this conversation multiple times before. No, but and we said on the podcast with Emilee, like if you're happy with one thing, like why ruin it? If it ain't
If
broke,
it's
why
great,
fix
why
it?
do you need more?
Exactly.
Everyone's very like unsatisfied with their lives a lot of time, and I just think it's important to one day find contentment. Wait,
Yeah.
Yeah, is that
Totally.
the word?
Okay, so going off this question, say you're on a first date with a guy, like say me and you. I take you out to dinner after this,
Okay.
and the bill comes, and I go to grab my wallet,
Mm-hmm.
and out falls a condom. What are you doing?
I'm laughing. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't really say anything. I'd just be like,
But you would stay.
I
I
feel
thought
like
you were against
I
hookup
feel
culture.
like all guys maybe have one in their wallet. It's just like something girls
Do
are
you have
used to.
condom in your wallet?
I would like.
I don't know.
I don't
feel-
either.
Okay. That's why.
What
you
kind of
guys
guys are you
But
hanging out
also,
with?
we're not the prototypical guy. Apparently,
Doesn't yeah, I would agree, but doesn't like everyone think they're not the prototypical guy?
Ooh, that's.
I'm different. Yeah.
Everyone
not
thinks
like the
they're
other
different.
girls. Like yeah. that's
No,
like-
totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks that they're different. You fit into a category. But do we really fit into a category? What category would you fit us in?
I don't think we do, but doesn't everyone think they don't?
Exactly.
So how do we know?
Do we fit into a category? Think of guys that you've tried to hook up with. Do we
I
fit
have
in
not
a
tried
category?
to hook up with guys. I don't know. I thought you guys were both like athletes because that's where I met you. I literally, this is the second
Half
time.
true.
hanging out
I
with
mean,
you
I'm an
guys.
athlete. He's
No,
not.
I'm not. Does that
Like,
make you mad that I'm not
no.
an athlete? No? Oh, that's okay?
No.
Okay.
I'm not like superficial.
Yeah. You have to pee? Yeah. And we can. She has to take a bathroom break. We will cut to our conversation. 3, 2, 1.
What are your guys' arguments for God and then against God?
So you talked about this before, and I want to.
It's a good question.
It's
This
not
is a
really.
deep- it's
It's a-
literally the deepest question known to man.
It's
is,
okay
is there a higher
if you don't
power?
like it, but I would like you to answer.
I think the greatest argument for God is the fact that science can explain up to 13.8 billion years ago. It can explain up to the Big Bang, but then it has no answer for what was the initial reason for the contents that made up the Big Bang. So it seems that there has to be a first cause, a first mover. Nothing comes from nothing. Therefore, it has to come from something, and therefore there's a God. So that's what I think the best answer for a God is. Carson, do you have any differing thoughts? Or Emilee, do you have any?
All I would say is the reason for God is we can't comprehend it. The reason against God is we can comprehend it. Like science can say that it can give us the history behind of why we are here at this exact moment.
What's that?
It doesn't give us the full truth. It gives us what we know at the time. I mean, we're constantly learning more. Did you just see in the news the other day? And I said the universe has been around for 13.8 billion years. They just came out because they have a new telescope now that it's been 26.7 billion years. So they're constantly finding out new stuff.
I think that humans are flawed, and like obviously none of us in this room even know the truth. Like none of us can confidently say how Earth was created, but my best argument for God is the fact that everything is perfect. Our mushy little pink brains are able to have this conversation right now and create thoughts and words. And I just think, like, how could that have happened from an explosion? And why do we all look different? Why is there purpose in our life? Like, what? Like, there would be no purpose in our life if we didn't have a soul and our bodies were just the end of it.
What's the chance of a royal flush in poker? Do you know it?
Christian has yet to teach me poker, so
We'll get there later on.
What's the chance of a royal flush in poker?
I would say like 1 out of 10,000.
No, more.
1 out of 100,000.
More.
1 out of a million.
1 out of 168,000.
Okay.
So coincidences do happen.
Say that one more time. Get it right. Come on. Get it right.
This is the speech impediment that is showing through.
coincidences.
It is a
Yeah.
hard word.
Is that the word?
Yeah. They do happen, right? So maybe we did get lucky.
And I do think that there is an evolutionary reason for the perfection of the world, is that for 3.8 billion years on Earth, you know, the forces of natural selection have been working, and things and traits that have been proven to be good for survival have survived, and traits that have been bad for survival died. And if you do that for 3.8 billion years, you get a pretty perfect form of humanity.
But you still have the male adaptations, like suicide, right? Right?
Yeah.
Like if someone commits suicide, right, they die. How would that trait evolve? Right?
What would the point of like our flesh and skin be like without like a soul behind it and like no afterlife?
But the soul just comes from our brain comprehending our personality, right?
I don't know. That's the truth. Like
No,
we don't know.
No, but the truth is that our brain is just
I don't think
saying.
anyone can say what the truth is confidently.
True.
That's
No.
why I like. I
No.
think Christianity is all about like faith.
Yeah.
It is all about
That's
faith,
what I
right?
like about it, is because they accept that they don't know everything. Right?
But that's
what,
religion in anything.
yes. Yeah, I'm not just saying Christianity. Just religion in general. It's all about faith. It's all accepting that you don't know everything. Therefore, we're going to put our chips on the table for something bigger than us.
But to talk about a soul, right? What is your soul? It's your personality. What created your personality? Your brain. We know that the brain is
How was the brain created? How was
evolution.
everything around
How
us created? Like
people created it.
See, I come from
people created trees and rivers and
No, but
grass.
But those are
animals?
But those are bioorganisms that, just like us, are created.
and evolved. I'm from the space where I believe, it seems pretty clear to me, that evolution happened and is the reason for our existence and for the reason why we're so well adapted to this world. But I still think that's why I went back 13.8 billion years. That's where I see the evidence for a God. Not from the perfect world, but from the idea that nothing comes from nothing, therefore there must be something. That very simple idea. Because it does seem that the evolutionary evidence is clear that for 3.8 billion years, you know, there's been this constant adaptation to the world where our bodies have been becoming better, and the traits that have survived, and the traits that have proven to be not adaptive died.
Can science and God coexist?
Totally.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think it does. Yeah.
And I think the argument for it not being a God is like, oh, well, who created God? There has to be like someone behind everything. But I was telling Christian at the party.
I don't remember this.
Okay, well, I was telling him that like bricks of a building. Like there's a bottom, there's the concrete, and then there's like the earth. Like there's something at the bottom. There's something that created and is holding everything together.
Yeah, the crest of the Earth's core.
Who created the earth though?
Matter, the Big Bang.
Well, what created the contents for the Big Bang?
You think one day like there was just a big bang and it's so perfect that we're able to have like all these emotions and feelings, and like what would be the purpose of feeling love or sadness or pain? Like what is that purpose?
I see where you're going with it. And to answer your question quick, your brain, right? We try to comprehend our feelings and show them in an affectionate way, showing as being mad or sad or angry or happy. But I would agree that there has to be someone or something that created all this.
So why
Right? I'm
can't it be
not
God?
an atheist. I am an
Yeah,
agnostic.
But like why can't it be God? Like what is
How do
why
you
are you
de-
guys against it?
How do you? Oh, I didn't say I'm against it, but how do you define God?
I define God as honestly not just this big figure in the sky that's like looking down upon us, but he's in everything. He's in happiness, pain, nature. Like he is just like all around, and he's not a he, like he's not a gender, he's not a person.
So it's beyond our comprehension.
Exactly.
Or is God just the totality of the universe? Is he just everything? Is that what God is, or is it
Yeah,
like
I would
it's separate?
believe so.
Is it a separate entity who created everything? Or
I think kind of both. But yeah, like you said, like it's beyond our comprehension that a lot of people are against it because they're like, I can't explain it in words. I can't see evidence for it. So therefore, I'm not going to believe in it. But I believe that just because we don't have clear cut picture evidence of Jesus or whatever, like you shouldn't take that out of the realm of possibilities.
You believe in Jesus?
Yes.
So you believe that he had supernatural powers?
Not supernatural because he is God.
He is God.
He
He's
is
not the son of God.
He is the son of God.
So he's not God.
So it's not supernatural.
Whoa, all right. You just said he is God. Now he's the son of God. Those can't be. You can't give birth to yourself.
I guess the son of God.
So, all right. So we guess that he is the son of God.
But like there's God in him, so it's kind of the same thing to me.
Well, no.
'Cause God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit are 3 in 1, at least in my opinion.
They were the Father, the Son, and Holy Spirit. But can we make the case that could have been a cult leader? You have the right people backing you up, right? Like if we talk about David Koresh in Waco, where he was able to convince a theologist to believe that he was the next Messiah, what's the difference?
I just think like why would God be the most popular topic of the world if he was not even a thing?
Because that's the thing. He is the most controversial because no one can prove whether it's right or wrong.
Yeah, and I think humans just have this natural desire for something bigger than ourselves because we are the most intellectual, highest evolved state of being on our planet.
Are you guys content?
No, I would say we use that as motivation.
I think content people die, and I think content people have died throughout our evolutionary past. Therefore, it's kind of like a natural state of being a human is you're never content. That's why billionaires, people who are rich,
Yeah.
they keep working. They're not
Exactly.
content. There's no content. Contentness is a lie. Everything that you think will make you happy will not. You'll be in
If
the
you're
same
searching
state
it
of
in
being.
the wrong place, which is temporary happiness, partying, drinking, money, materialistic things.
Yeah. There's a good quote. They say, if you wouldn't be happy with a cup of coffee, you won't be happy with a yacht. You think that yacht will change your mind? It won't. You'll still want more.
So why do humans crave this like feeling of love and belongingness if it wasn't to come from someone like God or Jesus? Because like even when I've like had a boyfriend, like
You've had boyfriends before? How many?
have you not?
No, I
Well, girlfriend.
Boyfriends, hey now.
Are you gay?
Not the first one to ask that.
But you know what I mean? Like, I think there's something beyond that humans crave, and that's why we aren't content.
I still think, and we're gonna disagree on this.
Yeah,
I think that
I love disagreeing. It's great.
yeah, I think that evolution can describe that desire for love and belonging, because the forces of evolution is how does something survive throughout time? Number one, it survives, and number two, it reproduces. So I mean, love is just the feeling that leads to reproduction, and
Yeah.
wanting to belong probably has benefits for survival. So I just think with those two evolutionary forces, survival and reproduction, you can explain some of these deeper feelings that you're talking about.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think there is a lot of science behind God, though.
Yeah, and I think they can coexist together, certainly.
Talk about your chicken orangutan. She has that written in her notes. Chicken orangutan.
I have a great would you rather question. Would you rather every single time you get in your car, you have to fight a chicken? Like there's a chicken sitting on the passenger seat, you have to fight it every time you get in your car. Or twice a year randomly, an orangutan is going to try to attack you, but you get a sword.
That's the best would you rather?
It was an interview question at Sonic,
Someone asked
so
you
I
that?
have to ask. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What has this world become?
That was an actual interview question.
You wanted it.
That shows how far fallen or
Guys,
how
it's
far
just a silly question.
Sonic
this isn't a silly
has
category.
fallen.
No
It's
wonder no
not
one goes to
deep.
Sonic anymore. This
It's
is what they're
not
asking their
deep.
questions.
Red Robin. Yum.
Just answer the fucking question.
I don't know.
I would do
Neither.
the chicken because if it's my wedding day and an orangutan is trying to attack me, I'd be like, hold on, babe. Like I
That'd
might
be a
die.
great story.
I might
That
die.
is a great story.
Carry
And-
a gun on you. Second Amendment.
No,
it's there for a
you
reason.
only get a sword.
Oh, well, you're going to win with a sword, right?
You know how big orangutans are?
How big?
I don't know. Pretty big.
Sure. Whatever you say. What is it, the chicken? In the car
chicken.
seat?
Because then you have
Yeah.
endless chicken. You can make a fucking Chick-fil-A from that. Like, come on. Okay. Anyways,
You're
you
funny.
wanted that, not me.
Carson, why don't you ask us a fucked up question?
no.
Ask us a question.
No,
You can
yeah.
ask it. You don't have any notes. Me and Emily both took notes, so we're prepared with questions.
Yeah.
Let's see if you
As
can pull.
one should be.
Let's see if you can pull something out of your ass.
Well, no. To kind of wrap this up, how do you guys think this date has gone? Emily first.
Christian first.
No. You.
Good. I'm having fun.
That's a lie. You liar.
Why do you think I'm lying?
Good. Christian
Okay,
first.
let me be very deep about this.
Yeah, go ahead.
I love I love new opportunities, and I feel like most guys like don't do things like this, and I've never done this before.
Most
so
guys don't have a podcast.
so it's definitely like a memorable experience. And he's very sweet and cute. So like
With that answer, Christian.
Yeah.
How do you think this day went?
Well, I think we're still in the middle of it. I mean, I'm going to take her out to dinner after this, hopefully, and, we'll have more one-on-one time. I mean, she kind of just showed up at our apartment, and we kind of came right here and started filming. So
Yeah.
we haven't really had much of that, intimate one-on-one time. But based on what we have had, I mean, my opinion on her is the same as it was at the party, if not better, which is that she's obviously beautiful, but she is deep and is capable of having a real conversation. So that's what I look for.
what was your first impression of me? And you can be completely honest.
I gotta be honest with you. Okay. I don't remember a ton of it. I remember
You're good.
I remember that we had a good talk and that I wanted to see this girl again. But I think it was a Halloween party
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we met at like 12:01. Like it was late in the night.
Did you think you would ever see me again?
I had a feeling about you.
You thought I like actually was serious?
Yeah, I felt like we were both serious.
Because I feel like people are surprised. Because a lot of girls are like, yeah, totally. But, like I'm always serious when I say what I say.
I thought there was a real connection. I did.
Yeah.
Real connection.
That's what I said.
Have you? How many?
Carson's so against this.
How many
He's like, no,
times
there
have you
was-
felt a real connection?
Probably like once or twice in my life.
I was asking Christian.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, that's good to know. That is good to know.
that is good to know. It's not the answer I would have
One.
given.
I guess I always think oh, go ahead, go ahead.
No,
You
no.
know,
I
No,
don't
I
see-
was just gonna say like I am such a hopeless romantic that I'm always like, oh yeah, like this is a real connection, but like if we're being honest, like one or two.
What have you changed to stray away from being a hopeless romantic?
I'm not. I didn't stray away.
So you are a hopeless romantic.
Yeah.
This is just another one of your flings.
No.
But
Like,
you just said that.
what is the hopeless romantic?
Well, you said it first.
I think it's like
You like doing random things with random people.
No, I think it's like wanting or like thinking that the Notebook or like The Fault in Our Stars is gonna happen.
Yeah, I think that is a problem with everyone spends so much time like watching reality television and all these love dramas that they build this facade in their head that that's how it's going to be in real life. It's not. Love is tough in real
Why
life.
can't it be?
I mean, we could try to make it. Let's.
Okay.
We got this whole city to ourselves tonight. So. Carson, what do you think about Emilee? You said at the beginning that you thought she was shallow, I believe. Has she changed your opinion?
I don't know if she changed my opinion. She definitely changed the way I think about her a little bit. For good and worse.
Do you think she's good for me? I mean, you've known me my whole life.
Can you get to know someone in one day?
Yeah, I would say.
Really?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Like,
I mean,
2 hours?
You can know a portion of them, but not the whole.
Right. And as Christian goes to the bathroom, she asks me some certain stuff, and I forget how the conversation went, but I was like, we can really talk about anything. My mom had cancer. You can like bring that up.
And I said, I'm so sorry. And he said, only shallow people say I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Like we can like.
What do you want her to say? Like,
Well,
what's a better answer,
Like,
honestly?
fuck you and your mom. Like, no, I'm not going to say that.
What's a better
No.
answer?
No, but like not even acknowledge it. Like if something comes up and like you accidentally come across a topic, like move on from it. I think we're close enough now. Like we've been talking for this long, and
I still don't know what you're saying.
I don't. I think shallow people are held to the barrier of other people's feelings. If that makes sense.
It's an interesting thought.
That's good. Strokes chin.
Yeah, but I also think that's just being a human, because humans are creatures who feel, and when somebody's going through a situation where they're feeling intense pain, the human relational response to that would be to attend to those feelings.
No, totally. And personally, I want to avoid talking about my mom's cancer, as we've already exhausted that type of topic. As I read on her note-y, Emilee's, are you fat phobic? We've talked a lot about being fat phobic here before the podcast.
You want to get back into it?
Is there any body issues with you?
Oh my gosh.
No.
No.
I've always been the average weight. I've never had an eating disorder or anything, even though you think I'm anorexic.
No, the only reason that I even brought that up is you do have a good-looking body. You are at a very healthy weight, but you were very tentative to when I brought up obese people.
Well, okay, so we did have a discussion earlier, and they were saying that the models shouldn't be representing a healthy body, and I completely agree with that. But I was just saying I disagree with bullying anyone, treating
Totally.
them differently. I think we're all saying the same thing. It's just
Yeah.
you said your girlfriend had fat fingers, and that's what brought this. That's what brought up. this
Eileen
discussion.
does have fat fingers.
Okay, so
Yeah, I mean, and we had this whole conversation before this, and you kind of wrapped it up. I mean, yeah, I would never go after somebody for their weight. I mean, we're
Yeah.
all human. We all have our personal struggles,
Yeah.
and maybe
I just
my
think it's-
struggles aren't obvious to everyone, but they're
It-
still
it-
there.
I
know?
think it's a little shallow if you guys just judge someone by their flesh.
Oh,
I think
for
their
sure.
soul is like
My
more
issue
important.
though is, you know, if you look at some of the models, like the Calvin Klein models or people who are TikTok famous, it's almost like they're promoting it. And I understand, like, you want to make these people feel included and you want to make them feel okay with their weight, but it's almost like we know that being overweight is not healthy. So maybe we should promote people being healthy and being of a body weight that is healthy. So that'd be my only thing. But I have nothing against anyone who is overweight because life is hard and maybe my struggles aren't clear to the world like yours are, but
Yeah. I just feel for like the girls who maybe feel like, oh, like I have to look exactly like that if like
you.
they naturally have like some curves or like they love eating, you know, McDonald's every day. Like I'm not saying
Just
that's
work
good
out.
to eat McDonald's every day. I'm just saying like I think it is good to represent like some more body types, but not like obesity,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, bodies come in different shapes and
Yeah.
sizes, but are you trying to make a case for promoting obesity?
I just said I don't think we should promote obesity, but I think we should show like different sizes, curves,
But still within
boob
the
size, butt size, whatever the fuck.
because
Like,
you can be like you can be big boned. Big boned exists
yeah,
where
you can't
you're
help
like
that.
150 pounds as a girl, but
Yeah.
you're in perfect shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect health shape. So yeah, I think showing those types of bodies,
Yeah.
but not the bodies where it's like this person is clearly unhealthy.
Have you guys ever looked at like a male model who's like six pack, like huge muscles, and like have you ever felt like, oh, like I need to look like that? Like maybe you guys can relate if you think of it like that.
Yeah, me in the mirror.
Yeah, I think we could both relate to that, but
Oh my god.
No, I think we're both in relatively good shape, and we're happy with where our bodies are at.
Yeah, but
Like,
show the
of, like,
abs, Carson.
Think of your sixth grade like middle schooler self, like skinny, scrawny, like.
But it
I'm
gives
sure
you
felt a
something
little-
to chase. It motivates you. That's what it did for me. It's like, okay, that's the goal. Now I'm going to go to the gym and work for that.
What about for the people that like actually get depressed over it? Like, just fucking grow up, right?
I'm not grow up, but I mean, if you're depressed
No,
and
I'm
if
just
you're
kidding.
if you're in an unhealthy state, well then you almost need something to push you.
There's
know?
like deeper issues for sure.
Yeah. Have you ever been depressed or had mental health issues?
I've been depressed in my life, but not like had it diagnosed or anything.
So how do you know if you were depressed if it was never diagnosed?
Because we all feel feelings of depression.
What are those feelings? Was there a
Just
specific
being
time?
at like low moments.
yeah.
Have you not felt depression?
See, I feel like depression is like a psychiatric diagnosis. I mean, yeah, you're right. We all
It's
feel.
also a feeling though,
Is it? Okay, well then.
or sadness, whatever.
Yeah. Well then, yeah, maybe. I mean, obviously, we've all felt sad and low before.
Would you rather get a text from a one night stand saying I'm pregnant or have an incurable STD?
Oh gosh. That's a good one. I didn't like the last one, but that's a good one.
oh,
That's a tough one. Do you have an
not
answer?
really. Yeah, because all right, the way that the question is portrayed, say that a pregnancy is like an STD. I would probably go the pregnancy with an ST or the pregnancy with a one night stand because at least you get to take care of another life.
Okay, but what if it's someone that like you literally don't know their middle name, you don't
You
know?
give the
matter.
most politically correct answers ever.
Really?
Yeah, that was so politically correct.
That's how I live my life.
So do you want?
Oh.
It's tough because it's not like you got your girlfriend pregnant. You got someone who you barely know
Yeah,
pregnant.
that's
So that's a
way
tough
different.
moral
I'm not the
dilemma.
one. I'm not single.
I'm saying if you had a one night stand,
If I had a one night
That's
stand, I'd probably do
scary.
So say Halloween went a
that would
different
change
route.
your life.
So it's pretty much have a baby with with a stranger or have AIDS.
Is she for sure keeping it?
That is the question. Have AIDS or have a baby.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Is she for sure keeping it?
Yeah.
Are you? What do you think about that? Are you
Ooh,
pro-life
are
or
we talking about that
pro-choice?
now?
I mean, I asked the question. Yeah.
I am pro-life, except I think certain circumstances, like rape or, but the baby is
Incest.
still equal,
So
no matter how it was conceived. That's why I'm like iffy about it.
if you had a one night stand and got pregnant, you would have the baby?
I'd probably put it up for adoption.
Yeah, I think that's the right answer, and I agree. And the old Ronald.
Yeah.
But it sucks for women because like you guys don't have to, actually deal with the physical pain of that. But
For sure.
a human life is a human life to me. It's
Totally.
not a clump of cells
And
like a bunch of people say.
Ronald Reagan said, "Everyone who's pro-choice has already been born." So
Exactly. So you can't say shit.
maybe give the most vulnerable
And
people in our society a voice,
people
somewhat.
say like, oh, a clump of cells is just a potential to life. Okay, what about someone in a coma? You're gonna unplug them because they just have a potential to life, but they're not like.
And all of us,
technically
at one point in our
conscious.
life, were that clump of cells, potential human life. And look at what
So-
everyone's become.
So
I
it
mean,
is a human being. Like there's no argument to it.
Yeah, if they found that clump of cells on Mars, it would be breaking news. It would be on everyone's
Yeah.
TV because that is a life. There's a definition of life.
Mm-hmm.
It's something with like replication of cells. Once something's like capable of replicating itself, it's a life. And once conception happens, that's happening. That's our definition of life. That's what makes us and other forms of life different than the ground.
And I'm just gonna briefly like mention this, but that's why I also believe God is real because the Bible says like, oh, wait till marriage, and like all of these like rules that He has aren't just to like make us have a miserable like boring life. It's because He knows what the fuck is best for us. Like He knows like that kid is gonna have a miserable life if they're conceived like without not consent.
marriage or-
Yeah, like without like a loving relationship. But
Yeah.
I was just gonna touch on that.
Oh, that's interesting, yeah.
It just seems all too perfect.
Did we ever get Carson's question? Did he ask us a question? Remember, I was like, we both prepared. We have questions.
He kind of
What do you
said
say?
it.
What did he say? I don't even remember.
I asked how you guys thought this date went.
Oh,
Okay,
wow,
well,
so
Wow.
deep.
Sorry.
Ask the deepest
You guys
question.
know
Hold on.
yeah.
Hold on.
If you
Ask
think
the
my
deepest
questions are
question.
deep,
Yeah.
go for it. Like,
You've been talking shit about her
let
questions.
me judge you.
Ask the deepest question you can come to mind.
On the spot? All right.
Yeah, because you didn't want to take notes.
Yeah, all right.
20 minutes later,
Tick tock, tick tock, tick.
All right.
and 30
Ayo.
later.
Did you guys find each other on your own, or
No,
Hold
a
on.
deep
deep.
question.
Wow, you're going after her God question, like literally the biggest question ever, and you're asking about.
He's gonna like throw himself off the bleachers.
Did you guys find each other Destiny play choice? Oh.
That's not a deep question.
No, not really.
Did Destiny play a role?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have the free will of it?
Oh, wait.
Oh,
I can like play off of this
oh,
question,
oh.
but I don't know how to answer that question.
Answer.
I was just gonna say like, do you guys think everything happens for a reason?
Oh, there we go.
So
Now we're
she
gonna
took
get
your
there.
question.
See, mine's better.
I think.
I'll let him answer because I have my own answer. But this is.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
we're kind
asking
of
the
getting
question.
into like the philosophy of determinism versus indeterminism, which is actually very interesting. Like, do we have any choice, or does shit just happen? I think you can make a reason out of everything in hindsight. So things happen, and then you look back. Okay, that happened, and it growed me into the person I am today. Now I can philosophically make a reason for why it happened. Do I think at the moment that it happened for a reason? Probably not. I think it just happened. If that makes sense.
Makes sense.
That's my answer. I don't know. Cars, Emilee?
Yeah, I'm looking at you.
Oh, you have
I
been,
asked the
you've
question,
been quiet
bro.
lately. I asked, does everything happen for a reason?
Yeah, that kind of goes into my question of, did you guys just meet, or was it destiny?
I feel like that's like cheesy.
And what I don't know if we brought this up in the podcast, but I think I told you this, Emilee. Me and Carson were like about to leave the party. Like he wanted to go. And then I was like,
Yeah.
I had like a weird feeling.
Okay.
I did. I had the feeling. It sounds like
I have
I
a
would.
feeling I'm gonna meet the girl of my dreams. Stay.
I mean, kind of, and we did. And I bet you. So who knows? Maybe
Okay.
everything does happen for a reason.
I think everything happens for a reason because, like, what else would happen? What else would I be doing right now? Like, sitting at home watching Netflix? I don't know. Like, everything, every single moment, whether good or bad, it was meant to happen. What other way would it be? Yeah, our decisions have.
Well, all right.
Yeah, our decisions have a huge
You know the world.
impact on that.
You know the
I
universe
could have
is
not come, and then you guys would be doing something else right now. But
totally. But you know
it's happening right now.
the universe is constantly expanding, right? So it's infinite.
Okay.
So infinite. There'd be infinite possibilities, right? So we could have the same conversation in, say, another galaxy far, 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 far away.
But it's happening right here, right now,
yeah,
for a
but
reason.
you could be living in that personality or that galaxy where you're not here. You are sitting home.
Could be, but it didn't happen.
Exactly.
So this
is it
happening
destiny?
for a reason.
So
That's
is
an
it destiny? So you believe in the destiny?
That's actually she actually
I
brings up a
guess.
very interesting point, and I actually heard this from Sam Harris, who is one of the leading intellectuals of our time. He's the top atheist, and he believes in a deterministic world. But then he started doubting that deterministic world because he's like, what's happening right now is the only reality possible because it's the only thing happening. Right?
Plain and simple. I don't think
Yeah.
we need to think too deeply about it. Like, I have a tattoo that says "Time is now." Like, the future and the past don't exist. They're figments of our imagination, and it's literally right now. That's all that matters.
All right, let's go live it up tonight then. Fuck.
But like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
No, yeah,
I
for
don't know.
sure.
Right
All
now
you
is
have-
all that's happening. We can think
Yes.
about, oh, we're gonna eat later. We're gonna whatever, hang out later.
The future is an
Oh,
illusion. It
20
doesn't
minutes
exist.
ago, I was peeing in the bathroom. Like, but it's not existing right now.
Carson, you often bring up the last Thursday hypothesis, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, this goes
You want,
right
me,
along
you want
with
me
it.
to talk about last Thursday, about how the
Yes.
world was created last Thursday and everything that we believe to be true or our memories were just given on that last Thursday? Because you can't prove to me otherwise. The memory of you having your first kiss or you having your first dance was just a memory given to you on last Thursday.
Yeah, we wouldn't know. We would have no idea.
You couldn't prove to me otherwise.
My Snapchat memories tell me when stuff
That was
happens.
given to you on last Thursday. The Snapchat memories, the history that you believe about your family, any photo that you have was just given
Why
to
would
you
we
on
like
last Thursday.
age so much though from a week?
No, it was just created. The way that you are right now is how you were created.
I'm an open mind, so I'll never say no to anything, but that doesn't make like complete sense to me.
Yeah, it's just one of those like stupid late night dorm.
No,
Yeah.
it's a philosophical
but
question.
it's the same thing. Like, are we living
My
in a
butt fell asleep.
It's the same thing as are we living in a computer simulation? It's like, okay, maybe, and if we were, we would never know. But it's like, is it really worth spending our time like worrying about that, or spending our time if the world was created last Thursday and all our memories are just put into our mind last Thursday?
That's what I was gonna
there's
say.
no point of talking about that. Just live your freaking life.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, everyone needs to find a reality at the end of the day, and like we should all just respect like whatever that person like believes their reality is. I mean, if you're
But you
schizophrenic,
can't have,
like, that's not good.
but you can't have more than one truth. Like no one can have like their own truth. There's no Christian truth or Emilee truth.
There's a truth at the end of the day, but
Yes,
we don't,
there is a
we can't
truth.
prove it.
That's why it's called the truth. You can prove it.
Okay, prove the Big Bang Theory right now.
Ooh.
You can't prove it.
I'm not gonna answer that one because I'm gonna leave it to Christian because you know a lot more about the Big Bang than I do, and trust me, I'm not trying to say that there's not case
I don't
for
think
God.
it's possible to like prove our existence if we're going back to that topic.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, I said this earlier in the podcast. They thought the Big Bang happened 13.8 billion years ago. The new telescope, now they're saying 26.7 billion. So it's like, yeah, they're constantly changing their view on the world. But we do know that we can know some things, right? Like, it's possible to know some things because we have used physics to build nuclear bombs. We have used physics and science to build this big, beautiful city of structures that stay up and stand.
Yeah.
We have used physics to cure disease, or science to cure diseases. Like, we can figure out some things. So then the question is, what are the possibilities of all things we can figure out? And I think we're going to figure that out in the future.
Did we go to the moon
Yes.
the first time?
Yes.
Do you think we didn't?
No.
You know this is going to be a clip. Like, this is going to be on the TikTok right here.
Okay.
Why didn't we go to the moon?
We didn't go to the moon. We didn't go to the moon because we were trying to beat Russia. Okay, I'm like having speech impediment too. You're like rubbing off on me. Um, let me rephrase that. We didn't go to the moon because we were trying to beat Russia, and there's wind on the flag. There's literally props of the rock, like prop numbers on moon rocks. And how come we haven't gone back like so much since if the technology is so much better now?
Well, why do you need to go back? Like, what's the incentive?
Well, like what's the point of going once just to beat Russia and then like not going back like almost every day?
It costs a lot of money to go, and it's like you got what you needed. Like, why do you need to go back? You beat Russia, so it's like, all right, fuck you, Russia, we did it.
But
Like,
don't
we
we
don't-
have satellite pictures of the Earth like going back to the moon? Or
I don't know enough to like make the case for why the moon landing was real, but I think it was, and I hope that I can believe at least some things in our society, and I'm
Yeah.
hoping that's one of them. But
yeah. No, I just like that you guys are open-minded. Like we literally don't know anything.
that's what I like about you too. And
It's based
see,
on
I could just go into like a full nother tangent right now.
like it's based on our experiences, our parents telling us shit, like every perception that we have was like influenced.
What if
So you can't judge someone for their perception.
me and you, say hypothetically, me and
Okay.
you go out to dinner after this,
Okay.
and I told you that I loved you on the first date?
I probably wouldn't say it back,
Yeah, obviously.
but I would be flattered.
Really?
Yeah.
You wouldn't think this guy's crazy who falls in love on the first date?
I mean, it like depends how it was like said. If you're like going on and on, I don't know. I don't think I'd say it back.
Yeah. I don't think I would say it either. I just wanted to know what you would
Yeah.
say. So do you think it's going to work out, or me and you? Like, what are you thinking?
Yeah, like I said, what's after this?
Yeah.
What's after this?
Yeah,
Apparently we're going to dinner.
but nothing after that. Just
I want to hang out again.
you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, totally. I think there are some logistical impediments.
What does that mean?
Well, I mean, you said you might be going to Grand Canyon University next
Yeah.
year, you know, so that's a logistical impediment that.
But she can change. You never know what happens.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
literally
knows?
at the party, you're like, don't make a decision based off a guy you met at the party.
Exactly. So don't. But yeah, so
I
I'm just saying.
won't, but yeah.
But then he wouldn't be a guy that you met at the party. He'd be Christian.
What?
He wouldn't
He's
be a guy.
both. He's both.
No,
Wait, what do you mean?
he wouldn't be a guy that you just met at the party. You would have a name to the face, Christian.
Yeah. Your name is Christian.
Boom.
Yeah. So yeah, all I was saying is, I mean, that's obviously an impediment in the future, but I've seen crazier things happen, so who knows?
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
No, that's
Fuck
why
it.
I like going on dates and just seeing like whatever, but I don't know. I'll just have to see like what I choose to do. Cuz I don't know if I would do like long distance cuz I've done that before and it was like really hard.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of long distance either, so maybe
Like my love language is quality time, so
maybe we're just doomed. Should we even go out to dinner? I'm kidding. Let's fucking go.
Like and subscribe.
is that the end of it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.